Welcome to today's Explainer. If you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by the sheer massive size of the English language, or maybe you're just looking for the absolute most efficient way to tighten up your foundational communication skills, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're not just staring at some dry vocabulary list. We are going to take what looks like a simple grid of words and completely transform it into the ultimate building blocks of the English language.
So, right here we have the complete 50-word verb grid provided by Professor Chen Xiaoming. Now, I'll admit, at first glance, a massive 5x10 grid like this, it kind of looks a little intimidating. It's basically a wall of text, but I promise you, as we break this down, there is a brilliant thematic pattern hiding right in plain sight that makes perfect sense of this entire board. It's literally like a giant puzzle coming together.
Because here is the real beauty of this chart. 50. There are exactly 50 blocks here. This represents a finite, highly achievable starter pack for foundational communication. You don't need thousands upon thousands of words to start expressing yourself clearly in everyday life. You really just need the right 50. Think about how incredibly freeing that is for anyone starting out.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. Number 1, unlocking 50 common verbs. Number 2, actions and movement verbs. 3, thoughts and feelings verbs. 4, verbs of communication. 5, the duplicate word mystery. And finally, 6, the professor's foundation.
Starting off with Section 1, unlocking 50 common verbs. Moving right along to Section 2, actions and movement verbs. The absolute most vital concept to grasp right out of the gate is that this grid is not just some random list of dictionary entries you're supposed to rote memorize. No way. It's a highly strategic, curated foundation. And to understand a language, we first really have to understand how we move through the physical world. When we systematically pull these specific words out of the grid, a clear engine of physical movement is completely revealed. Look at run and go in row 1. You've got come in row 2, leave and bring anchoring row 3, and stand right there in row 4. Pulling out words like these shows us exactly how this list equips us to navigate space and physical momentum.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the directional pairs hiding within this finite list. Compare go from the very first row with come from the second row. These two tiny words represent the exact opposite directions of movement. Go pushes the action away from the speaker, while come draws the action right toward them. In just two simple words, the grid gives you a complete, foundational, spatial dynamic.
Section 3, thoughts and feelings verbs.
But of course, humans aren't just physical bodies moving around, right? We have incredibly rich inner lives. Look at the profound philosophical weight carried by these specific blocks in the grid. From row 2, we extract know, want, and feel. Row 3 provides love and think. And way down in row 5, we find hope. It's genuinely amazing how words like these allow us to express our highly complex, invisible internal states using just a few simple, everyday terms. Honestly, you could build entire relationships on these 6 words alone.
Let's look at the deep nuance hiding within this specific category. Take want from row 2 and compare it with need from row 4. To a beginner, they might seem practically interchangeable, but actually, scratch that, there is a subtle but absolutely crucial difference here. Want is fundamentally about your desires and wishes. Need, on the other hand, implies survival, necessity, and total non-negotiable requirements. By giving you both, the list empowers you to articulate exact degrees of urgency about what's going on inside your head.
Which brings us to Section 4, verbs of communication.
Okay, so we've covered moving around and feeling things, but now we actually need to share those experiences with others. The list provides a truly robust toolkit for talking. Pulling from different rows, we gather ask and say from row 1, tell from row 2, call from row 3, and speak from row 5. Whether you're requesting information, delivering a monologue, or reaching out across a distance, these 5 verbs literally have you completely covered.
And this brilliantly illustrates a totally different scale and type of communication. Think about it. You say a word or you say a sentence, the focus is entirely on the actual content coming out of your mouth. But you speak a language or you speak to a large crowd, the focus shifts to the physical act or the overarching ability. It's a fantastic distinction to have in a starter kit.
We see this exact same layering when it comes to visual perception as well. Contrast see in row 2 with watch in row 5.
See is generally passive, right? Your eyes are open and light is hitting them. But watch? That is active, focused perception over a period of time. You might passively see a car drive by, but you actively watch a movie. The grid equips you with both passive observation and active attention.
All right, Section 5, the duplicate word mystery. So I want you all to put your detective hats on for a second. Language learning can be rigorous, for sure, but there is actually a fun, hidden Easter egg right in the middle of this list. While we were analyzing this, pulling out physical actions and communication tools, did you happen to notice something a little quirky hiding in this 5x10 grid? If you're incredibly eagle-eyed, you might have caught it. If you look at row 3, column 7, we have the word play. But then scan down to row 4, column 3, and there is the word play again. No way, right? The exact same word actually appears twice in the grid. Maybe it's a testament to how important recreation is for us, or maybe it's just a funny little typo in the matrix.
So, the crucial point is, there are actually only 49 unique verbs to memorize on this entire chart. Look at that. We've just made your language learning journey a tiny bit easier. You thought you had a mountain of 50 words to climb, and we just shaved one right off the top. 49 unique actions to master. The whole shebang is just 49 words.
Finally, Section 6, the Professor's Foundation. If you look closely at the text on the original source image, it clearly highlights the credibility behind this whole work. This framework was provided by Professor Chen Xiaoming and published by the Caves Education Group, encompassing Caves Books and Caves Family. It's super helpful to acknowledge the source here because they deeply understand how the human brain acquires language, which is exactly why this chart is so wildly effective.
Their overarching thesis is presented right there in bright yellow, 50 common verbs. That is the ultimate takeaway here. These aren't just some random vocabulary flashcards. These are the most essential, vital tools you need for basic fluency. If you master these, you literally unlock the door to the rest of the language.
Let's move to and see how this builds, coming all the way back to where we started. Think about how you felt when you first saw this list and how you feel looking at it right now. It is fully demystified. It's categorized. It no longer looks like this daunting wall of text, but instead it's a reliable roadmap of movement, emotion, and connection.
So, my fellow focused learners, I leave you with this final burning thought. You now possess the ultimate building blocks of the English language, beautifully organized and totally ready to be deployed. The only question left is, which of these 49 unique verbs will you use to build your very next sentence? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Get out there, start communicating, and keep on learning.